Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we are looking at Hello Darkness issue 2 and all its horrors. So we have The Clown by Isam Raharjo, and I apologize, I suspect I said the second name completely wrong. Then we got Stargazers by Frederic Horneung, and then we got Apocalypse in Slow Motion by Wes Craig, I Can't Take You Anywhere by Robert Heck, and then The War Part 2 by Garth Ennis. And The War Part 2 actually has more detail in terms of I guess everybody else does their art as well, perhaps. But the illustrations by Becky Cloonan and so forth. So, our story begins with a poster. A poster that has randomly put up in a building, and the young lady calls the number on it. There's a monologue in the background, like she's telling this story after the event, and she says, if you ever see this poster, you should rip it down and call the police. But in reality, she calls the number. She speaks to somebody who knows her child's details, but then she doesn't think of it until the party, and she goes to one of the other children in, and well, guess who's there? A magical clown. And like the Pied Piper, the children are enthralled and mesmerized by this clown, but she can see lots of weird stuff going on there. Look at the neck there. There is a dead bunny, whereas they see a real bunny. So it's sort of going well, and she sort of leaves the kids with the thing. She's trying to, get through the party now. And then she hears a scream, and it's too late. The clown, very weirdly, has poked out the boy's eyes with a candle, or burnt them out very awfully. So while she's calling the police and the ambulance, the creepy clown scarpers with the other children. The other children eventually return to the neighbors, and they laugh, etc. all the time, or whenever. And the weird thing is, she says before her boy goes missing, he would wake up in the early hours and laugh at the clown, and he would see the clown in the corner, like every bad nightmare, right? Every bad nightmare is a clown in the corner of your bedroom in the dark looking at you. So it's very, very bizarre, the missing bit. I feel like there's more to the story once again, but that means it's a good story because I want more, very, very strangely, about this clown. So the next one is Stargazers. So we get this couple first date. It's perhaps the new era where internet dating is happening, so it's very new. They have some pizza. He talks about his interest in horror films, Gravestalker 4, and he says it's such a bummer, you're never going to get to see this. She says, oh, we still got time. So they're having a great time. It's time to go. She decides to go. However, as is suspected, he is not who he thinks he is. And this innocent lady, wait a minute, this is not an innocent lady. No. This is a double cross, because although he is a monster, she is also a monster. It is brilliant. I did not expect that, and that's what makes these stories, these individual stories, so great, that this was such a double. And now we've got a real horror. We got vampire versus werewolf ripping each other, and the vampire goes to Scarper. However, the werewolf, the lady, is triumphant after, well, chomping it quite nicely and crushing his car while howling to the moon. So I would like to see more of this. I thought this was very cool, but once again, does it only work as a one-off? That's it. You pulled a great stunt off, something that surprised me, something that was enjoyable. Now, the next one is Apocalypse in Slow Motion. So it took me a while to get to grips with this. It's almost like a cult. And what this cult have done, they seem to have taken people in power. They refer to Wall Street, so they're probably talking about America. However, this is quite amp for today's day and age. I live in the UK, and if you're watching the world news, you know, our government are not looking after their people right now, and we're being screwed over left, right, and center. And it makes me wonder. I'm not weird, by the way. It does make me wonder: is something, you know, more sinister like this going to arise and take out these bad people at the top that who are meant to look out for us, however, just plumage our supplies and resources for their own, to line their own pockets. I'm not insinuating you go and do this, by the way, but it did make me think of that. I thought it was very, very good. So the artwork is very, very gritty in it. And that's another thing that I didn't say when I did issue 1 of Hello Darkness is I love all this dark sort of art. It feels a bit old school. You know, I'm a big fan of 80s art. You know, I go back to the likes of Sandman or some of those New Mutants issues where the art to me was just, I love the incredibleness and twistedness of it and the darkness of it. And then we've got this quick little tale of one about he goes back in time to beat the crap out of himself when it's so weird. And then we got this guy imagining a girl, and it's like, take your meds. So, and then we get on the final story, which is the war story. So London has been wiped out, and the people are trying to get to grips with it in their own way. Some of them are just drinking, some of them want to just kill themselves, some of them are trying to figure out what to do next. And it is brilliant and dark, and sometimes I didn't understand what the hell was going on. But clearly there's discussions about various bunkers, so some of them head towards bunkers because the soil is going to be destroyed, and the best way to ride this out is to have enough food supplies to last a couple of years and hide in these bunkers underneath the ground, and then eventually perhaps hopefully the air will become clear, etc. Apologies. But the biggest point in this is they're now waiting. What's happened into London is they are now having these discussions in this world about next steps. So it's almost on the borderline of war. It's just not outlined war and straightforward. So they don't know when it's going to happen. And that's probably the biggest thing. And, you know, this couple decide not to go to the shelter because they think, you know what? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And they talk about how much time they're going to get. They're going to get an hour, and it will just be what it will be. This young man who's constantly on his phone he's trying to, I think he's a deep thinker. He's trying to figure out the best course of action. That's the only way that I can think of it. And he talks about writing a book, etc. However, his partner, who is having his child, absolutely furious with him. Her family was in London. We don't know that till this point, to be fair. And she absolutely loses it. She's chucking glass, anything, you know. She's gone off the thing, and she's like, you haven't grasped anything going on. So all those millions of people dead, and you're just acting like this. So, and then our final story is apparently his dad's a billionaire. There's a plane. His name's on the list. They should walk there. Meanwhile, on the background, there is TV, and then all of a sudden, it all sort of sounds out, and they think the mic has melted. So that means some sort of attack wherever these people were. I don't know how far they are, where they're televising from, but it leaves them in a very, very dark place. And once again, like I said, he just pretty much towards the end, we just need to give us some time to think, to figure this out. So, yeah, must be weird knowing that you're about to go to war, but it's not quite there, and you've got to try and figure out how do I survive. So apologies if you've seen something that you didn't quite like in there as well. I didn't do my usual disclaimer with this issue, mainly because there wasn't I didn't think there was anything too harsh. So, but I apologize if you did. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Thank you everybody that subscribed to my channel already. Really do appreciate that a great deal. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.